Personnel Committee come to order.
I caught it, but I didn't want to correct you because you're the chair.
Okay, Public Safety Committee come to order. Previous minutes, I'll take a motion. Anybody second? Okay, it's unanimous. Resolution number 48, public hearing on proposed local law number Q for 2016.
I think 1, 2, 3, and 4 are going to be tabled. They were tabled the other night in the law committee. Brian is here, but he walked out, so I don't think he's really ready to move.
Thank you very much.
Aren't those Brian's?
You all, Brian, would table them all?
Yeah, table them all.
Okay. Unanimous, nobody opposed to it, okay. Amending 2017 Sheriff's Department budget funding for defibrillators and aid projects. Sheriff Appel.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're looking to move $50,000 from our ambulance revenue recovery line into an expenditure line to put down to purchase new AEDs for all of our paramedic vehicles.
Any questions for the sheriff? Take a motion. Second, anybody opposed? It's unanimous. Authorizing agreement with Cisco Controls regarding the lease of defibrillators for the participating towns in the Advanced Life Support Program.
Mr. Chairman, this is the lease agreement for the $50,000 we move. It's a lease-to-own agreement for 5 years. If we do it by June, we can get $6,500 back on each antiquated AED that we have, which is $32,500. Although by doing the lease, basically it will cost us an additional $15,000, but the rebates far offset that.
Any questions for the sheriff? Take a motion. Second, it's unanimous. Authorize agreement with the Center for Family Guidance regarding medical care at the correctional facility. Sheriff?
Mr. Chairman, late last year, we sent out an RFP for medical care. Our current vendor won the bid, although they apparently undercut themselves severely, and they are failing to meet the terms of our contract. So we've met with the county attorney's office, and we have, the vendor and the county have mutually agreed to terminate the existing contract, go to the second bidder, which is roughly $160,000 more, I believe, which we feel we can still cover within our lines in the medical budget currently. So this year, in essence, we will not need any more funds.
Sheriff, aren't we, because of the issues, weren't you currently operating under a month-to-month with the previous one? And
Yeah, we never signed the
sign
contract, right. It was a month-to-month. So to say to terminate the contract probably wouldn't be accurate, but we both basically said we're done, and we're going to the second bidder.
Go ahead, Doug.
Who's the second bidder?
The second bidder is a company, we know them as CFG. Their technical term is, what the heck is it?
Center for Family
Center for Family.
Guidance.
Yeah, well, that's what it is, but it's the Center for Family.
Guidance.
Yes, which I have no idea how they come up with that, but it's CFG.
Juan, do you got something to say?
Yes. I'm just trying to make sure I understand these commas. So this 1.9 is for 6 months?
Yes.
Okay, so over here where it says that this HSA, what's that? Who's the HSA?
Health Service Administrator?
Oh, okay. So, but that's an annual salary of 128, not 6 months?
That's correct.
Okay, so now, how much care is actually provided at the jail? To what extent?
I would say roughly 80 to 85%. We have doctors, we have dentists, we have ophthalmologists, we have RNs, we have PAs. We have a staffing matrix that goes out on the bid for you have to fulfill so many hours of a PA, so many hours of an actual doctor. That was some of the issues we were having where the matrix wasn't being fulfilled. So they basically undercut themselves too far in an attempt to keep the bid, and it just is not working out. We need better care in the facility.
Okay, so I just have another question. So I get a lot of questions or a lot of concern from constituents in regards to people who enter the system and they're on medication. okay? And they feel as if they are not
Incarceration.
being, are not able to receive, you know, that medication in a timely manner. Not, I mean, I know some people who work at the prison and have tried to explain to me the processing of someone when they come in, and then they have to see another, the information has to go back to the doctor who originally prescribed, and
It's somewhat accurate. We don't allow people to bring medications that they're on into the facility. When they come in, they tell us if they're on a medication, or if they have the medication, we contact their doctor, ask them to send us a new script, and then we have our own pharmacy, and then we dispense the medicine from there. Sometimes there could be a day delay or something to that effect. Now, if there are some medicines out there that are extremely costly. Hep C medicine is through the roof. At those times, we will verify their medication, and we will allow that medication in. There's a medication out there called Factor VIII. It's about $8,000 a day. The county would never hit the tax cap. We would supersede that tax cap 4 times over if we had to keep that on in-house. So there are exceptions to that, but most of the time, we do kick it back to their doctor, ask for a new script, we fulfill it, and then we dispense it.
so, since you brought that up, where do we see that cost at?
It's all.
Because it's not in here.
That is all, well, I'll be back to you next month for that, but that is all built into the medical bid. All of the pharmaceuticals are built into it. Now, since we are switching medical providers as we sit here, the pharmaceutical company has reached out and said that we may be able to save money if we break that out of the bid. So we're gonna sit down with Karen Storm and try to factor out, come up with a scale to see exactly what the costs are, and if we can save money, we'll just break the pharmaceuticals out. Other than that, the pharmaceutical is all part of one bid.
Any more questions for the sheriff?
Thank you.
Take a motion? Motion. Second, anybody opposed? It's unanimous. You're gonna table number 8?
Yes, the Clarksville lease agreement, I would like to pull if we could.
Okay, no problem. Start number 9, authorize agreement with the New York Division of Criminal Justice Service regarding alternatives to incarceration in defenders and basic advocacy programs.
Good evening. Thank you for allowing me to prepare.
Thank you, Director.
This is a partnership of Alternatives to Incarceration DCHS has had with Probation and Public Defender for many years. There's a grant renewal. The Public Defender provides defender-based advocacy, and Probation provides alternatives to incarceration for the courts of Albany County.
Any questions for the Director? Yeah, one.
Okay, so, I'm sorry, I'm trying to find the backup, I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out what to put here.
My name is William Connors.
Being honest. Okay, all right, so you're for probation?
Yes.
I'm sorry. So now, how many, this is, you said an alternative to probation?
It's alternative to incarceration. It provides the courts information to help them in decision-making for bail.
For bail?
Yes, it provides the judges information to help them determine information regarding bail or release.
So how many people are eligible for this? How many people is this service?
We provide 2 types of services for the court. We do pre-arraignment at Albany City Court. There's someone who will do family and collecting information, and then providing for the judge to do arraignments that day. And also we do post-arraignments of people that are incarcerated at the jail.
So how many?
How many recommendations do we do? Our contract, to complete 415, but we conduct all of them. We conduct probably up to 12 to 15 interviews a year.
Any more questions for, any more questions? Anybody opposed? Unanimous? Authorizing agreement with the New York Division of Criminal Justice Service regarding ignition interlock devices pilot program amended 2017 probation department budget. Director?
Thank you for letting me appear on this one with short notice. We were approached by DCJS last month to participate in a pilot program for interlock enforcement of persons that have been convicted of DWI. It is governor's traffic money administered by DCJS to us, and we're participating with the Sheriff Department and local town police of Colony Police and Gilroy Police. It would provide surveillance, observation, education to families that are persons that cannot drive. And it would only be for a period of time from Memorial Day through Labor Day, focusing during the summer months only. And it would only pay for overtime,
That's just during that period, the pilot program is during that period?
just during that period of time.
Any questions? Doug?
Why is it all overtime?
Well, it only pays for overtime. We're going to be doing many events during business hours. But as an example, the victim impact panel is at night. We plan to do a checkpoint there. Persons coming in, make sure they're not driving, and the ones that are allowed to drive, make sure they have interlock installed in their vehicles for after-hours events.
And you have one.
Okay, I'm not familiar with this, okay? So, what is the ignition interlock device?
Persons that in New York State that are convicted of DWI must install an interlock device which prevents their car from being started if they're intoxicated.
So, how do you know?
Car won't start.
Breathalyzer.
It's
basically a breathalyzer.
Yeah, it's a very complex unit, but when you break it down, the person gets the information, they contact the vendor, they go to an installation shop, and it's installed, and it's hooked up to the ignition, so the person has to blow before the car will start in an actual breathalyzer.
And the car won't start?
No, it won't start.
Not if they've been drinking. If they're sober, it'll start fine.
Yeah.
What if their friend blows one?
That is amazing.
It's, the technology is very advanced. It gives us the exact location where the car is when they blow, and it takes a picture of the person blowing in the unit at the time.
So now, who,
Just ask what if your
is
friend
the
died.
individual, are they responsible for that initial cost for that installation, or?
Yes, they are. The individual contracts with the vendor. It's approximately about $100 to install it and $100 a month to maintain it. And that's the privilege of getting a DWI, to continue to drive, make sure that they don't drive again.
How long do they have to have that for?
Most people have to have it for a minimum of a year.
Oh, they have to have it for a minimum.
Yes.
Does he own the device after it's over?
No. Most people don't want to own it. They don't want anything to do with it. They draw.
Back in the system?
Yeah, so actually, it's a whole court process. When the person's convicted, motor vehicle is notified, and they have to complete the program of having it installed, and they have to get a letter from motor vehicle to allow the vendor to remove it, and motor vehicle won't give that letter to them until we give the letter to motor vehicle that says they completed the program.
Any more questions for the director? Take a motion? Second? Anybody opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you, everybody. Have a good holiday weekend.
Thank you very much.